Hello everyone, in this tutorial of PlayWright with TypeScript series, we will learn about assertions. So PlayWright has its own assertions. If we can look into this documentation part, we have retrying assertions. The following assertion will retry until the assertion passes or the assertion timeout is reached. Retrying assertion are asynchronous, so you must await them. So these are some few kinds of auto retrying assertions. So if I have given some example by through coding of assertion, like if we go to the first assertion, await expect locator to be attached. So if you click on this, you can see ensure that locator point to an element that is connected to the document or shadow root. So suppose that this is the DOM structure of the website, and to check that whether the element is attached to this DOM or not, we can use these assertions. So await expect page dot get by text. You can use locator here, page dot locator to be attached. So let's suppose this is the uh, website playwright assertion. This one, if I go back, you can see I have visited this website, and after that what I have done, await expect the page dot locator had and contain assertion to be attached. So which locator I'm talking about? This one. This locator should be attached to the DOM. So if I run this assertion to be attached, then you can see one past SKC there. Now the second assertion is await expect locator to be checked. To be checked, what do you mean by checking? So checking means a checkbox and ensure the locator point to check input. So it will work on this type of elements. So if we go on makemytrip.com, you can see we have a radio button here, regular, such students, senior citizen, armed forces, doctor, nurses. So if I click, right click and click on inspect, you can see the type of this element is a radio type. So whether to check that it is checked or not, we can use that assertion to be checked. So if I click on this assertion test case and run the test case, you can see the test is passed. You have seen that a login pop-up is come out, but it has nothing to do with this radio button because the element is still in the DOM. So we are not interacting, we are not clicking or writing something on that element. We are just checking that the element is checked. So that's how you can check the element is checked or not. So if I click on this and inspect this element, this is also radio type element. Let me get the XPath of this thing and find the element. So you can see it is showing 1 of 1 uh, and highlighting this element. Now if I want to check that whether it is this element is checked or not, we just change the XPath of it to 2 and go back and change here 2. Now it should fail because we are checking to be checked. This element should be checked, but the ready button is not checked. It is not checked by default. So let's run this one. Now it should fail. Now it will wait for the timeout I have given, and after reaching the timeout it should fail. You can see error timeout 5 seconds waiting for expect dot locator to be checked. So that's how you can check an element whether it is checked or not. So let me now let's go to the next one. To be disabled, ensure the locator points to a disabled element. Element is disabled if it is has disabled attribute or is disabled where area are disabled. Note that only net control elements such as HTML button, input, select, text area option, or opt group can be disabled by setting disabled area attribute disabled. Attribute on other element is ignored by the browser. So if I go to this website, yeah, this one, let's visit this website, and if I scroll down, you can see disabled. These are the button with disabled attribute. If I inspect this element, and you can see id disabled. No, not this one, sorry. Let me inspect again. Click on this. Yeah, so this is the uh, element. So you can see it contains disabled. uh, if I go to the documentation, here you can see element is disabled if it has disabled attribute. So if we look here, it contains a disabled attribute. So let me run this thing, so it should pass. So you can see one passed. Now next one is to be editable. So ensure the locator points to an editable element. So what are the editable elements? So you can see it is showing example of a text box. So if I go to this website, and you can see here, yeah, so this text is input. You can type here something. So an element in which we can type, it is an editable element. So to check whether this element is editable or not, we can type assertion. We can use assertion here. So if I run this, it should pass. So you can see one passed. So element to be enabled is done. Sorry, element to be editable is done. Now next one is element to be enabled. So what do you mean element to be enabled? Enabled means which does not contain any attribute of disabled type, or area attribute is equal to true. Area disabled is equal to true. So if I go uh, up to the page, then you can see here one element is button element. So if I click and inspect, this button is basically enabled button. So you can see it does not contain any disabled attribute. So if I run this test case, it should pass. Yeah, you can see one pass here. And next one is element to be focused. Element to be focused is basically where it is. Wait, we go back to be enabled. Element to be focused here, this one. So ensure the allocator points to a focused DOMO node. What does it mean, focused? So if I go back to this form, You can see if I uh, click on this button element, so it highlighted with this blue kind of border. So what does it mean? It means the element is focused currently. So what I will do, I will click on this element through automation, and then I will check whether the element is focused or not. So let's run this example. You can see one passed. So what I have done, I go to this website forms, and then I clicked on this button element, and then I check whether it is focused or not. If I just comment this and run it again, it should fail. So you can see timeout 5000 millisecond waiting for expector to be focused. So that's how to be focused the session work. Now next one is element to be hidden. So what is the meaning of element to be hidden? If I go to this website and just scroll it down, I think something is missing here. Yeah, this one. So you can see this element is hidden currently. If I inspect this element, it should contain a hidden attribute. You can see hidden attribute is there, hidden until found. So this is basically a hidden element. If I click on this go to hidden content, then I have been revealed. So this document is now revealed. You can see the hidden attribute is now gone. So these are kind of hidden element. So how to check that whether the element is hidden or not? Using a session, you can use to be hidden. Now if I click on this, you can see one passed. Next one is element to be in viewport. So ensure the locator point to an element that intersects viewport according to the intersection observation API. So it contains a locator const locator page control. This is the locator basically. Now what it is saying that make sure at least some part of element intersects viewport. What is viewport? Basically viewport is the size of the screen. Suppose that you have a size like this. So if the element is coming like this element timeout is coming in this viewport size is suppose that the viewport size is 1920 into 1080p. So 1920 into 1080p. So this is the screen size, and the element is, you can see the element into the viewport size. You can see this timeout in the screen. But if I just scroll down, now you cannot see that element timeout. So how to check that whether the element is present in viewport or not? You can use await expect locator to be in viewport. So if I click on this, you can see timeout waiting for a expected element to be in viewport. It is passed here, but it failed here. Why? If I go to this, yeah, this website, and this button element, this one, currently it is in your screen in viewport. So that's why it does not failed here, but it failed in this element mini plus theme. So which element it is? This one, mini plus theme, because it is not in the viewport. So that's why it failed there. So that's how assertion works in Playwright. If we go more into depth of these assertions, you can see there are more assertions like to be visible. The element should be visible. The element should contain the text, to have accessible description, to have accessible name. Accessible name means the element should has a matching accessible name. If I click on this, you can see get by text ID, save to disk. So it should contain a name string, which is basically in example it is showing save to disk. So that's how it works. Now next is to have attribute. The element should have attribute. The element should have a class, should have count, should have CSS, have ID, JS property, to have role, to have screenshot, to have text. So basically there are different kind of assertion, but we only use only few type of assertion like element should be visible, element should contain this text. So these are the kind of assertion we use in our projects. The element should be checked. We also use this one commonly. Now, if we go to the next section, non-retrying assertion. What are these assertions? These assertions are allowed to test in any condition, but do not auto try. Most of the time, web pages show information asynchronously, and using non-retrying assertion can lead to a flaky task. Non-trying retrying assertion means suppose that you have given a 5 second of wait, so it will not wait for that 5 second. It will just wait for the load of the element. Suppose that this element is loaded and you are checking whether the element contains the text community. If the element does not contain the text community, it will only check for one time, and not it will not go for second time like auto retrying assertions. So that's how non retrying assertion pass work. So it contains spec value to be close to be defined, to be flaky, to be greater than. So basically these are some non retrying assertions you can use in your project or in your test case. So that's how assertions work in Playwright. If you have any doubt, you can ask in comment section. Thank you for joining.